Beth Long here for Fox Sports Next with regional recruiting analyst Michael Clark. We are here in Greensboro at ACC Media Days, but we're going to talk a little bit of recruiting, starting off with recruiting in the state of North Carolina. Now, one of the biggest storylines, Michael and I have been talking about this for a little while, is keeping top talent in state for those schools, North Carolina, Duke, North Carolina State, Wake Forest, all these big North Carolina schools have been having a hard go of it, keeping those top guys in the state. Why do you think that is?
Beth, I think it's just a matter of North Carolina developing a consistent winner. If a program does become a consistent winner and does start performing on a national stage, I think that will change eventually. But right now, I don't think there is that stable program. I think it could happen in the near future, but not right now. I think once that happens, talent will look to stay in state.
Speaking of North Carolina's talent, Michael says there are 6 guys here in NC that have set themselves apart from the rest. 3 of them are committed, 3 are uncommitted. So who are those guys, and what schools are the uncommitted guys looking at?
Well, first we'll talk about the kids who are leaving. Obviously, top 3 of the top 6 are leaving. That's Peter Colombaye. He's going to Stanford. He's a linebacker from Charlotte. Big-time talent. Does it all on the football field. He really does. Right after him, you got Josh McNeil, who recently, actually over the weekend, committed to Alabama. Tight end, big, fast, strong. He's been playing football for 9 months, and he just picked it up like it was nothing. And he's just a natural football player. And then you have Lorenz Bryant, who's also a big-time talent. He's going to South Carolina. After that, we've got 3 uncommitted guys, all of whom could very possibly leave the state of North Carolina. Start with Tyrone Crowder, who's an offensive guard out of Richmond County. He goes about 6'3", about 315. Right now, I spoke with him last night. He's going to narrow his list very, very soon. We thought to 5, but it turns out it's going to be 3. I think right now, Georgia and Clemson will definitely make that cut. If I had to guess a third school, I'd probably say Auburn. Auburn should be there with him. Then next, you would go to defensive tackle out of Southview named Greg Gilmore. I mean, he's a national kid as well. Could go anywhere he wanted. Right now, he's pretty much down to 4 schools. He hadn't come out and said it, but the 4 schools that are standing out to him, I believe he said in order, LSU, Alabama, Florida, and then Clemson 4. LSU has thought of him the leader for some time and thought he would have pulled the trigger by now, but he has not. Would think he would do so in the next month or so. Don't see it going much longer than that. And then the final kid around here everybody wants to know about, obviously, is Marquez North out of Charlotte, wide receiver, big, fast, strong, ready to play on Saturdays right now. He has been probably the most quiet recruit in North Carolina when talking about his actual recruitment and where he is in the process. I think right now he is North Carolina and Clemson, I think, are out in front for him. Although he has not come out and he has not said that. I think they're the 2 in the best shape with him right now. He will go visit Ohio State and Florida soon. We don't know the dates on that, but we know he will go down there soon, so that could change everything. And I'd give the edge right now to North Carolina just because he's visited so many times. As a matter of fact, he was there last Friday. So I think North Carolina's in really good shape there with him. And those are pretty much the 6 kids that have really, in my mind, separated themselves from the rest of the people in the state.
And before we go on to it, there are a couple more guys we want to mention here in North Carolina, but I know that you've seen, especially those 3 guys that have committed to Stanford, Alabama, all that jazz already and in person. What do you think that they will bring individually to the teams that they've chosen?
First, you talk about Peter Colombaye. He is 6'3", 230, 4.5 speed. I mean, he's GPA 4.0 kid. He could go to school anywhere without football. He's smart. He's just a great football player. He's a leader. He's got everything you want in that middle linebacker spot that he's more than likely going to play at Stanford. As far as Lorenz Bryant, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more athletic linebacker in this class than Lorenz Bryant. He's so fast. He needs to add some weight right now. He's only about 210, 215, but South Carolina really got a good one. He's going to be very, very good. He's very fast, like I said, very athletic. Really actually drops back into pass coverage very well, which is something a lot of linebackers struggle when they move to college, but not him. And then final, Josh McNeil. Josh is, like I said, he just started playing football probably 9 months ago and winds up with over 40 scholarship offers. He's a kid who's legit 6'5", 240, and can really, really run. He was a basketball player prior to picking up football, and he's very raw, but I think his upside is, it's through the roof. I think with coaching and in a strength program, Josh could really develop into a special player. He's got all the tools to be a big-time player in the SEC.
Lastly, who are some other guys that fans of North Carolina recruiting should keep an eye on as the season comes up?
A few other guys. I think first we'll start off at Mount Tabor with Lucas Wilson. He's a tight end. Lucas is a very good player. He is close to double-digit offers. He's been really quiet on his recruitment. Hadn't focused a lot on that this summer. However, now that we're getting back to the season, he told me, he said, I'm ready to kind of maybe not necessarily make a decision, but I'm going to narrow my list down soon. He's, in my mind, I think right now the schools that are in the best shape with him are Tennessee, Maryland, and NC State. He will visit Maryland this coming weekend and plans to go to NC State, I believe, right before school gets back in. So look for him to probably make a decision sometime also within the next month. I think right now he didn't say it, but Tennessee is really recruiting him harder than anybody. I think they may have a slight edge there, but we'll just have to wait and see. A lot's going to hinge on these 2 visits he takes in the next 2 weeks. So. And another kid that is maybe the quietest kid. Nobody can talk to him. He's really kind of shied away from the recruiting process, but he's our top running back in the state, is Marquez Grayson out of Lexington. He's a bigger back. He's about 6'1", about 210, 215. Marquez has got, 10, 15 scholarship offers, but it seems like he's really kind of shifted his focus to 2 schools. I think it comes down to Tennessee and Wake Forest. He's visited Tennessee multiple times, also visited Wake multiple times. He went to Wake Forest last week, and I think they have really made up some ground. For a while, everybody thought that Tennessee was far and away ahead for him, but I don't necessarily think that's the case anymore. I do still think they lead for him, but I think in the end it's going to definitely come down between those schools, and he should make a decision soon as well. And the last kid, we've already mentioned him, of course, is Tyquan Lewis out of Tarboro, big-time talent. He's shot up, skyrocketed this fall. Spring. He's just done everything. He's put on weight. He's gotten bigger, stronger, faster. He's done everything he possibly can to become a better football player. He's got his top 5 right now: North Carolina, Ohio State, LSU, Ole Miss, and Vanderbilt. And he told me that Houston is making a move. But I think right now, in his mind, LSU, North Carolina, and Ohio State are those top 3 schools. I would be surprised if he does not end up at one of those schools. He will make a decision before September. Look for the decision come within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So those are the 3 other guys that I think really are looking to kind of wind their recruitment down here shortly.
Well, plenty to come on Fox Sports Next, so make sure you stay on Fox Sports Next for the latest from Michael and I on North Carolina recruiting.